Singapore? Singapore is quite high on adaptive readiness. But I don't remember who was first. But we were second there. And that means our ability to leverage investment and convert them into adaptation actions, both social, economic, and governance-wise. And Norway has focused quite a lot on climate adaptation, but perhaps not even enough here. And that also I want to say something quickly about the different forms of climate justice, because justice is a very difficult concept. But this concept is there to sort a little bit what kind of justice we are talking about. And what we have been handling now is pretty much the distributional justice, like how harm and benefits are allocated socially and temporarily across society. That is, are we using too much resources now so that we warm the globe too much? That will affect those in the future. That's temporarily distributional justice. And then what I just said about vulnerable versus not so vulnerable countries. Then you have also, on the other hand, procedural justice. And this refers to the extent where all interests are equitably involved to actually decide upon these pathways. And of course you have the COPs, but if you're going to the COP, into the blue zone, which I was when I was in Glasgow, the ones who are on the stand in the blue zone, in the COP, is business. It's business, and it's Saudi Arabia, and it's very few public organizations. They have been put to the green zone, where the politicians are not. And they are doing creative things, arts, academic stuff, while it's business in the blue zone. And it's that justice that these COP decisions are built on business stands who are trying to sell their products. Maybe it could be, of course, water energy, wind energy, all these things, but it could also be greener oil, electrification of platforms. Well, this is something Aker and Bellona has their own stand, and yeah, it's just, I had a very bad feeling being a part of these COP meetings, and I feel that the society is not taken seriously in crafting climate policy, and that is, it's very top down and very based on a strong collaboration between governments and business, where the civil society is not a part. So we need more procedural justice if we are going to make this. People have to be involved in crafting climate policies. And they also need to be recognized and taken seriously. So that means respect for differences in values, capacities, and other people's contributions. So it's not only about procedures for bringing in people, it's also about respecting what they say, listening, learning, taking things into account. And then you have this latter one, which is relatively new, restorative justice. When we are creating these climate resilience pathways, do we also need to address the past harms that created or exaggerated inequalities and vulnerabilities? Do we need to take that into account in the way we are reshaping this unjust system which is there? For instance, when International Monetary Fund gave loans to many African countries in the 70s for them to bring their goods into the Western market, right? People started to produce the same thing and compete, so the price went down. So we could buy cheap products, but these countries could not pay So they were in a way stuck in this situation, right? So now they are making luxury project for us, like coffee. Drinking a lot of coffee. Sorry, I drink a lot of coffee. It's a bit unjust, but I do. But but like, how do these past harms need to be changed too? That's the thing we need to question ourselves. If we are crafting climate policies, should this be a part? Yeah. So now I see it's a break. And if you have questions to this, there will be nature-based solution, a bit more happy things next 45 minutes. But if you have questions to these climate resilient pathways and the climate policies, yeah, you could maybe take them before break. Yeah. Do you have any questions? No questions. Yeah, no, but then we take a break, and then we take nature-based solutions.